One comment on one of those projects here.
If you want me to wait to the end, I want to comment on the industrial park.
Sorry, are you talking about the industrial one?
I'm trying to get some warm up about the intersection. The intersection I have a problem with. When you make a right turn out of the industrial park, your first intersection you can come to is Broussard Road, where it crosses over there. And if you get all this industrial traffic coming through that intersection, I think we're gonna have more ramps and more problems. I don't know where they're gonna exit from. If you have 18-wheelers, all kinds of industrial traffic coming in and out from Broussard, Highway 90 into this park, and the only way to get out of this park is head a right turn down to Cade. You're gonna have to go through the intersection at Broussard Road. The next intersection is way down under the dips up at Highway 92. These are weak intersections. All kinds of industry there, which will increase the industrial traffic. Right. And I think they need an exit to the left. If you're gonna make all this modifications to this road, let them get back to where they come from. They come from Highway 90.
Correct.
No, there's no, you said exit right only? We'll make it so they can exit left also.
Keep in mind too, the purpose of this access road is not just for the industrial purposes with the trucks, because they're going to have modified access directly to 290 or I-49, whatever you want to call it, ultimately, from the park itself, heading west and east towards 182. This was designed to accommodate the traffic of people who work in that park. And there's a substantial number of people, I think 400 or 500, I don't have my notes in front of me, so don't hold me to that number. But it was also to accommodate the average driver and the average person that works within the confines of the industry park. And I think that was all part of the traffic study that was required before this project could even be permitted. And we just got the traffic study today. That's what Mr. Curlew didn't read. I read it, didn't understand it, but I know he didn't read it.
And you can see the slope of the pipe on this diagram. It shows you how hilly this area is. So this right here, we're actually, their preliminary plans are complete. We have an estimated construction budget of about $2.4 million, and we're just kind of ready to move for bid. I guess once we get it approved. Any questions on Duchamp?
No, I just want to add that with Duchamp too, the great need for the improvement of the roadway is even when the mail truck was down there, the road on the edges was cracking, and so that can easily become a hazard where the mail truck ends up in a ditch and whatnot. And also just evacuation, we use that roadway a lot, and it is not a safety, it's a safety issue when two cars are coming down at the same time. So that was one of the areas we felt really needed some major upgrade with that.
Absolutely.
And then also, Mr. Pugh, if you can hang around after the meeting, you and I can get together, and that way we can talk about some of the concerns you brought, and then we can follow up with that.
I'd be glad to.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I have public comment from Mr. Billy Broussard.
On 182. Yeah.
So Duchamp, and because of the traffic, I mean, I have about 600 feet. I think I have another neighbor between the parents and the daughter. They have 600 feet. I have 600 feet. And watching the traffic and all the big trucks, yes, a lot of the big trucks he's talking about. The first turn they're gonna make is on Duchamp. So if they shouldn't pass or if they should pass, they're still going to pass. I would be willing to cooperate. I believe my neighbors, they would, everybody wants to do what's great for the community, so I think they would cooperate. Also, giving up some property to allow a turning lane on that side also, because we watch the traffic at a certain time. If you, I leave my little form, the traffic is just backed up. It's just completely backed up. But if there's a turning lane there also, allowing people to turn, and also those trucks coming down 182 and they try to turn on the Duchamp, or any traffic, it's so narrow there that when they go to turn, they stop a lot of the traffic on 182 because they're trying to turn on to Duchamp. So bottom line, if you get one neighbor, the family members right before me giving up some land, and myself giving up some land, I think, like you said, you're right, the road is only so wide. and then right after that, there's the ditch. And then after you make the curve, there's big, huge trees, this big around, that are growing. By the time they dig the ditch and come up, when they come up, they're rubbing the side of the asphalt. So there's no shoulder after you make the curve on the left. They just did a nice job. One of the neighbors giving her some culverts, I guess, putting some rock to where, but it's steel, she only has so many feet to pull apart. And so all I'm saying is, while the engineers are here and we're all speaking about it, I would be willing to work with y'all. If we gotta give up some land, you know, I've been thinking about building a fence. I'm like, I don't wanna build a fence because I've heard about this project. I said, because I don't wanna build a fence and then have to tear it down. So a lot of different things that I've been wanting to put on hold. But if my other neighbors would be willing to give up some land also, I think it would really help that area in that intersection where traffic can get in and out without all the problems. Thank y'all.
Thank you, and what I will do is I'm gonna follow up with Casey after the meeting, kind of look at the plans and details. I remember the conversation you and I had,
Thank you.
and I'll bring that, re-mention it to the table again, and then we'll follow up with you for a follow-up meeting as well.
Yes, I was happy to hear about the turning lane. It sounds like it might be on the complete opposite side, but it'd be nice if you have one on the other side also.
Okay,
Thank
thank you,